WLRN Video presents.
Yeah, come on. So you get in, as long as they're comfortable being in the video.
Ready? Okay. Pronouns are optional because they try to numb your senses. Cause if they can't tell it's a dude in a dress, then you must need contact lenses. Cause lesbians don't have penises. There's no such thing as a girl dick. These fetishists just won't back off. I suspect they are porn sick. These adult men believe they're girls, but what does that really mean? Depictions of females raped and abused on Pornhub's most watched video stream. Cause female is not an identity you can put on when it's pleasing. It's the cycle of the moon and tides, the life-giving and the bleeding. Do not call us vulva owners. Babies are not fed by our chests. Stop erasing our experiences and stop sexualizing the function of breasts. Younger gays are being told that they were born in the wrong body. Only perverts lie to kids about sex and human anatomy. Cause grooming is what predators do. They stalk their unwitting prey. Maps are openly promoting their sickness on Twitter and YouTube every single day. So if you're sick of this assault on truth and you can't understand how we got this fucked, share this song with all your friends, especially the one with his dick tucked. Thank you! Thank you! Government standing behind can we get the sign behind? Heather, are you speaking? Let's do this. Can I just move this up? You like holding it or speaking to it? Let's hold it half. Yeah. Okay, so
Together around here. This way, there you go.
Get in here in the middle. Step aside. Yeah. Okay. Are we
just test the level?
testing? Thank you everyone for coming to our third protest of Grand Valley Institute for Women here in Kitchener. I want to thank you for coming from far away. Some people were driving a long time, braved the weather and everything, and it didn't rain a drop, so we're happy. We are here today to expose the government for its failure to define and defend the women of Canada. In 2016, Justin Trudeau passed Bill C-16, which effectively granted all males the opportunity to self-identify as women and enter our spaces. For 5 years now, Canadian women have been erased in language, policy, and security of person. For 5 years, the state-owned CBC has been complicit in covering up this government scandal, burying their cowardly heads
and caving to activist mobs, while they happily pocket $1 billion per year of our tax money. In 2017, in one of his dramatic town hall meetings, Justin Trudeau responded to a suggestion from the audience that trans women should be housed in women's prisons. Justin said, "Oh, that's a good idea." And the next day, this very bad idea was policy. There was no consultation of women, no consideration of what problems result when men who have been convicted of sexual offenses against women are given the opportunity to merely declare themselves to be women and be transferred to women's prisons. No changes are necessary. We are here today to tell the stories that the media will not. We are here today to listen to women and men who know what is going on behind this fence. We want you to know that we believe you. We are listening to you. Thank you for being here, for telling the truth, so that we could build a better future for the women who cannot stand here with us today. Heather Mason is a tireless activist for criminalized women across Canada. Heather's a vital member of a large network of women's groups who are working to recover Canadian women's sex-based rights. Heather is well respected among these groups and is an intelligent, articulate, courageous, and energetic leader. I'm proud to know you, Heather.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Mason. Thank you for coming. Just to give a little rundown, I was transferred to Grand Valley Institution in December of 2017. And when I first got here, I was told right away by some of the women to watch out for a certain prisoner. And I said, "Wait, we have men here?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do, but you're not allowed to call them men and you have to use she, her pronouns." That was the beginning of when I realized that we were supposed to lie and go along with things and just remain silent. That same person was sexually harassing multiple women on compound. I experienced it, several of my friends experienced it, and we all just stayed quiet about it because we thought that because we were criminalized and in prison that it was our fault for being here in the first place and we deserved what happened to us. I ended up getting out and being in a halfway house with another individual who, it was like walking on eggshells being around them. We got into several arguments. It was not fun. That individual's actually back here, was revoked. But I ended up going to the 2019 CAFES conference in Ottawa. And one of my sisters from inside got up in front of 60 women, all like CAFES and Elizabeth Fry employees, and she talked about her experience of being sexually harassed by a prolific serial pedophile. And she was dismissed by everyone that was there. And she left upset that nobody was going to support her. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that nobody wanted to discuss what was going on. So I took it on myself to start reaching out to other criminalized women and finding out how much of a problem it really was. And I found so many other women who had experienced what I experienced and what my friend had experienced, and I just couldn't stay quiet. I couldn't stand there and let this happen to them, to people I know and people that I care about. So I started speaking out, and then I ended up starting Canadian Women's Sex-Based Rights with some other women and started fighting this head on. I appreciate all the support from everyone. Like Carolyn said, this is our third protest, and we actually have another upcoming protest coming out in BC. So we're going to protest at Fraser Valley Institution for Women in BC at the end of the summer, which is going to be awesome because there's a lot of women out there that have also been victimized by this transfer policy. I'm going to keep my speech short though because I have my friends here that want to share as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Jake. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jake. I'm honestly transgender myself, and I was put in jail here in GVI and personally experienced watching the victimization of others, and it was not fun to watch or see. being transgender myself, it actually hurts watching them fake it through all the turmoil I've been through as transgender myself. And I believe that faking transgender just to be where you want to be, where your victim pool is wrong, and I don't condone it. And I now pass it over to Steph to speak a bit about her experience.
My name is Stephanie. I came to Grand Valley in 2019. It was actually my 4th federal sentence here. I'm a slow learner, but it's going to be my last. But obviously when I walked in to find that there was a new policy where men were able to do time here, I was quite shocked. And doing time with, these transgenders was quite disturbing. I actually had the I don't even know how to I lived with one of them in my unit for about 6 months, and to witness how I will not call him a woman because he was not, how he victimized women throughout the compound over that period of time absolutely floored me, disturbed me. He sexually assaulted a woman in my house when we were there. Jake actually lived in the unit with me. I had this woman come into my room and tell me exactly how she was victimized by him, and she didn't want to go and report it because she was worried about the repercussions that were going to come back on her and how she might not be believed because, this was, he was transgender, and she didn't want to deal with that. And me and a couple other women, we encouraged her and had her go and report it, and she actually pressed charges against him, which I supported her 100% on that, because no woman should ever have to deal with that, especially while you're in prison. We're already victimized enough every day, and to know that we're not even safe while you're in prison from other inmates like that, it's uncalled for. There is no place in here for men. I've served a large portion of my life inside prison walls. And finally, I'm done with being inside of there. And what I witnessed when I'm in there is why I stand out here now, because those women need someone to stand up for them. And I'm so glad that, that I met Heather, and that, that stuff like this is going on, because there is nobody in the government that is protecting these women. And it is so disgraceful what is happening. When it's okay though, because transgender men can apply to transfer to a men's institution, and the government tells them, no, you can't go because we can't keep you safe from the men. But we'll transfer a man into a women's institution. You can't keep our women safe though. That's kind of a double standard as far as I see. So something needs to be done. And I'm so glad to see so many people here gathered together to try and protect these women, because they don't have anybody else but us. So thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. On the fly, absolutely stunning. Thank you for sharing what's really going on here. Yours voices are the ones that matter and count. Thanks to everybody for being here. So glad it didn't rain on us. We have about 15 more minutes, so why don't we just show this street what we got again, and then we'll head out. Oh, group hug, group shot.
Lesbians don't have penises. There's no such thing as a girl dick. These fetishists just won't back off. I suspect they are porn sick. These adult men